Hi everyone there, this is Chef Nick here at Peiyu Winery, Rutherford, Napa Valley. We're gonna go over here a technique called tomato concasse, how to concasse a tomato, a French technique that we're gonna do. We're gonna show you very quick and I will let you know too what you can do with it, right? It's tomato season right now, we're in the last few weeks. What do? Very simple. Your tomato, we're gonna need to use a peri knife, small knife, and kind of take the core out, right? With your tip of your knife. Make sure all your fingers are behind. Don't put too much pressure, just enough to work around, and boom, right? Should come out. So another thing that I want to show you, this is a tomato cutter. So if you have 100 tomatoes to do, this might be faster. You know, you can find it in any culinary store. And that's the job too, easier, right? You go like that. There you go, all right? So that's two ways of doing it. The next thing, guys, very, very important. You gotta do a cross behind the tomato. You can do your cutting board here. You can see me well there, all right? So do a cross, not too deep, just, you know, a scoring, I would say a score across on the back of the tomato. And then I have boiling water here, simmering water, guys, and it's gonna go there like for 20, 30 seconds. So we're gonna drop it in the water here. Make sure you have enough water that covers the whole tomato. And if the tomato is too ripe, it might take a little less than 20 seconds or 30. If it's still a little hard, it might take a little longer. So you gotta see when the skin starts to kind of wrinkle a little bit, not too much, then it's ready, okay? And by then you should have already ice water, because from here, from the simmering water, it's gonna go into ice water bath. That's very important too, so it's easier to peel. So we shack it in there and the skin comes up easier. It's coming off already. I think it's ready. You see, it's kind of to wrinkle a little bit. Then we shack it. All right. We ice water shack it here. And you can leave it there for, you know, a couple minutes, not too long, because it starts getting a little soggy, so it's easier to just a minute or so, okay? Now you see the skin already starts to peel now by itself. So you grab your peri knife and start from the back where you score it. I go like this, very easy, peel it. Another side. There you go. It almost comes out by itself, right? So now we got no skin. So now let's do the deceding part here, guys. So again, kind of cut it where you score it, the same cuts that you did in there. So it's in the cutters. Easiest way, cutter by cutter, get your peri knife or your chef's knife, right? Get the seeds out so you get just the skin, right? Nice pulp, the meat. Seeds are out. So go again with all of those. And your seeds, you can use your seeds for, you know, blend it, strain it. You can use maiden soup. You know, add it to fortify any tomato sauce. Okay, blend it, strain it, and that can be used. All right. And what I want to show you here, the technique for concasse tomatoes. So you get all your seeds out on one side. Okay. Just get it out of your cutting boards. The less things you have in your cutting board, the better. You can prevent more accidents. Okay. It's always to have a cutting board free or your space. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna use chef's knife, so it's easier to dice here. I have my tomatoes here, already peeled, already the seed. Okay. Very simple. Cut a little bit. If you want very fancy, cut a little bit of the ends. So make it as perfect as you want, depending on what you're doing. If you put it on salad, yeah, you want it nice and perfect. If you're doing a relish, you know, doesn't have to be that perfect, I will say. But yeah, this is kind of like a small dice, small, medium-sized dice on the tomatoes, right? Yeah, got the ends here. Just now those strips towards the other side here. Your fingers always, remember, tuck it in. There you go. Do the last one here, ends off. And it depending how fancy you want to go, you know, if you want to go too fancy, yeah, just do all this. If you don't, you don't have to cut the ends off. But all right, so here we have it. Let's get a nice play here so you can see it better. All right. And here we have, so tomato concasse. As I say, the uses for these bruschettas, relishes, or maybe over salad or something. If you're just gonna saute lightly and it's gonna keep the shape, that's what you want a tomato concasse for it. All right, guys, so enjoy it.